Good afternoon from the Alton Towers Resorts, where we're here today to bring you all an update on Project Ocean. This is the new flat ride that's currently under construction here in Forbidden Valley.
We cannot believe that construction has already started on this project, but it is so good to see, and I cannot wait to see this flat ride in action.
We really thought that this was going to be starting later in the year, so it's been nice having something to follow throughout the 2024 season. And looks like we've picked a great day to come and see this. The crane is up, there's a lot of work happening on the site, so we're going to have a bit of a walk around the perimeter and see what's happening with this new flat ride opening here at Alton Towers. Now this park has got 10 roller coasters, fantastic lineup of coasters here, but you know what? Something that they've really needed for some time are some new permanent flat rides. And when we saw this planning application going in, it was really exciting just to know that finally we're seeing a new flat ride be constructed here at the park. As you can see, there's a lot of activity taking place today. Now, this is already looking very different here to where it was a few weeks ago when we filmed our last update. You got the huge concrete foundations that are now in place. Now the new ride is actually going to sit on top of the concrete foundation. So if we zoom in just over there now, you can see like the top of the two walls, one on this side, another one onto the left where you've got the two construction workers. And what they're actually going to be doing is closing that in across the top, so it'll be like a tunnel and the ride will sit on the top of that. Now it does mean that it's going to be a real kind of visual statement here in Forbidden Valley, because the ride itself is probably going to be about the height of where that crane is now, I reckon. Now, heavily rumoured to be a suspended top spin from Huss Rides, very similar to Talikan at Phantasialand in Germany. I think that'd be a really nice kind of follow-up from the original ride that was here on this site. Of course, Ripsaw, a Huss top spin, not a suspended model, but one of the original models that operated here from 1997 through to 2015. And then, of course, we had a few years where there was nothing on the site. There was a temporary show down here for a while. And then we had a few years of having Funk and Fly, one of the Retro Squad rides here that looks so out of place. So finally to see a new flat ride coming in is very exciting. I mean, what are you thinking, Charlotte?
I'm really looking forward to this. And, you know, I'm not a massive fan of flat rides, but I think with this themed up so well, this is going to really complement the area so nicely. And like Sean said, it's going to look quite big when it's on the platform.
I think it's nice actually that they're making it a lot different. And yeah, it's very unexpected to be a top spin. Instead of just putting it on the ground in the same spot where Ripsaw was, it's nice to have, you know, it's going to be spun round. And with it being suspended, it's double-sided. You're going to see riders on it from this side and the other side as well, which is going to look fantastic. And I think as well, the fact you've got a supply store, Bunker 94, the Nemesis shop right next door, it's all going to fit together and with this really nice piece with some theming on either side as well. So we're going to get a few different angles. The great thing about Alton Towers is you've got so many rocks around, which means you can stand on them and get some great views like this. Looking into the side just there. Steve Foster cranes down here. They've done a lot of projects at Alton Towers. And here you can see a lot of the groundwork down there and also the concrete towers that have gone into place as well. Well, we'll look in the shop again in a second actually, see what there is. Up on some other rocks here now. It's really going to change the skyline in this part of the park, and it's weird saying that at Alton Towers in a part that can't build above the tree high, but yeah, with it being raised up, it's really going to look the part here. Obviously based on the plans as well, we know that it's got this walkway underneath it, which will be nice. I'm sure that'll be fully themed up. There'll be lots to see in there in the tunnel, and then on either side as well, some theming too. That's what really made Ripsaw though. It had all the theming around and it really did look the part. You had like the little pond out the front with all the water effects. It'll be interesting to see if this does have water effects or not. I mean, with it being raised up, could they put like a couple of pools out the front? Who knows? Like, it'd be interesting to see exactly what they do. And now to the left-hand side there is the old site of Ripsaw. And if you remember, it had like all the smashed windows at the back as well, like as part of the theme. I don't expect that to kind of come back with this new version, because you've got to think the whole kind of storyline and feel of Forbidden Valley has changed quite a lot with all the red and black that we've seen come in this year. But still, it's going to be really interesting just to see what they do theming-wise. And it's going to look the part on top of the base just there. Going to be a real showstopper as well, and I reckon with this we're going to see it have like a soundtrack all synced up to the ride, and the Merlin parks in general started doing that a lot now, a bit like Croc Drop down at Chestington. You know, that's got all the music in sync and everything.
It really makes it though, doesn't it? 'Cause it's like a showpiece ride, which really makes it.
And especially for the people that don't want to ride it as well.
It looks great off-ride.
It does, like you're going to stand here and look at it and it's going to look the part, yeah, I reckon. You know, obviously that crane's got a bit taller now, but it gives you a bit of an idea on, you know, how high this is going to look raised up just over here. See how all the construction sites still all blocked off round here, but we can get another view from round over this way. So we're just going to have a little look up here. So we're just round on the other side here now, and this gives you a good idea on the size of this. Now obviously you've got the main foundations there off to the right hand side. You can see the one here on the left, and then another one to the left of that as well, where the construction workers are at the moment. So you've got like the main base, which is going to stretch between the one there you can see in the left of the frame and the other support structure that is just behind the trees. You can't see it from this angle, and the pathway will go directly through the middle underneath the ride just there. And obviously we can see on the left hand side here, that foundation is for the theming structure and the side piece for this new flat ride coming in. Yeah, it's going to be great walking down here and just, you know, hearing the screams. Like, it's going to be amazing, isn't it? Walking down here now and looking at that crane, this gives you a good idea on the scale of it. Like, you're going to, yeah, you're really going to just be looking up at it. And obviously this pathway at the moment kind of verges to the left, but really you can see how they're going to have to realign this pathway more to the right. And yeah, you get more of an idea from here actually. There you go. So obviously you've got the 2 concrete towers there at the moment, and that'll be covered over. So where that construction worker is, you imagine that being covered over straight across there, and then the flat ride will sit directly on top. But of course we'll keep you updated. Lots of updates coming from Alton Towers this week, and of course we move through summer, seeing everything that's going on. Project Ocean. I am loving that reimagined Nemesis music. Oh, I'm out all the time at home, I love it. And here's another view. So you've got Ground Command Coffee Outpost over to the left, and then you're going to have the flat ride directly there. So from this angle, we're going to be looking at it kind of side on. If you remember before with Ripsaw, everybody kind of sit down here having the coffees, or fish and chips as it was back in the day, and like looking out towards Ripsaw that was down at the back. But yeah, with this one, you're going to see it from the 2 sides, and obviously from here, it's going to be like a sideways angle. But you will get to see it very close. Obviously where that construction worker is now will be the edge of the support structure and the theming on the side of this. And that's the thing, it's the colour scheme. Are they going to go with black and red? Is it going to be more yellow and black like Ground Command over here? Or is it going to be something completely different? Just can't wait to find out. Back in supply store, Bunker 94. Still love this model that's on display in here. Fantastic piece that. All 3D printed. So it is amazing that.
That's
Nemesis merchandise being really popular, hasn't it? I always keep seeing that bits are going and bits being stocked up.
I'm glad that I got my jacket.
Yeah, it's nice. I think, are they back in stock or have they all gone again? Have they gone? Yeah, they were back in stock. And they've gone again. I mean, these ones are nice, aren't they? But I do prefer the...
Really good for putting the patches on. I also like this hoodie as well. I think that's really nice.
Nemesis 1994. And obviously with the new ride, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of new merchandise as well for it. Especially with it being right next door. You're going to look the part right next to the shop. If you like the mugs down here. Nemesis Subterra. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the colour scheme is all black and red for this new ride though. Especially to fit with everything down here. That's the thing, you're just going to walk straight out and it's going to be right there, you know, and this is where the pathway, you'll walk directly underneath it. It's really going to look the part. Obviously the queue line for it's going to be on the far side, kind of around where them trees are as well. And of course that still leaves the question, what's going to happen to the far end of Forbidden Valley down here with Galactica? Really hoping we see some big changes made to this. I'd love to see it go back to the name Air, but also themed around the Phalanx. There's been a lot of rumours, a lot of teasing that something's happening with this down here. I do really hope so. But the fact they painted that blue on the side there as well, M1X, it does make you think, you know, we're going to see something completely different down here with the theme. Obviously I can't see the ride going anywhere, and as much as I'm not a huge fan of flying coasters, I wouldn't want to see the ride go anywhere, you know, because at the end of the day, it was the world's first B&M flying coaster back when it opened in 2002. I'd love to know all of your suggestions though, what you would like to see happen with Galactica, formerly Air. So comment down below on this video. I always read all the comments on the videos. Though, definitely a rename, definitely be a track repaint, some new theming around, and just fitting it all in with the Valley. What about you, Charlotte?
It just needs to fit in, because at the moment it just feels so out of place. To be honest, I'd like to see the track repainted, but that is a big thing to be able to do.
It is, but it's realistic.
I would like to see it painted, but maybe not black, because then the area might be too black. I just want to see some new theming pieces around there and just bought in with the Forbidden Valley area.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, there's so much potential that they could do with this one. Forbidden Valley, big changes coming. With the construction hoarding being quite tall, you get some of the better views actually a little bit further back. So you can see like all the concrete foundation there for the left-hand column. Love all the Roman Ents team running into the shop just there. Oh, they're great. But yeah, I can't wait to see how this progresses over the next few weeks. I don't think it'll be too long until we see this main kind of base all finished. And then it's onto the ride system coming in. And before we end this video here at Alton Towers, just want to say about Nemesis. She's been a bit poorly over the past few days. Poor Nemi, like, was down for quite a bit yesterday, and then also it's not opened yet today, has it?
Oh, poor Nemesis.
It's testing though, just over there, so hopefully she'll be back in action again soon. Nemesis Reborn. Can't wait for some night rides on here again though. It was great that we had Alton After Dark, and obviously hopefully for Oktoberfest we're going to have some later hours to get some night rides, and then Scarefest. Poorly Nemi. Tell you what though, they did a great job with this top half of Forbidden Valley, didn't they? Just to see this theme kind of continued down to the bottom section there by Galactica would be brilliant to see. Exciting times though, Nemesis Reborn. We had Nemesis Subterra reopen, and then of course a flat ride coming in as well. And hopefully some changes to Galactica, completely refreshed area. Really positive to see. As always here at Theme Park Worldwide, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest developments, especially here from our home park, the Alton Towers Resort.
It's always so refreshing just to see new stuff coming in, so we cannot wait to follow the Project Ocean.
Especially here at our home park, you know, just seeing new things come in, really positive at the moment. And the same for Scarefest as well. So tomorrow on the channel we'll have a video talking all about what we can expect from Scarefest this year, some new locations, some new mazes, some big changes, and yeah, lots of things that we've been hearing about the Halloween event this year as well. We're also doing the new garden and house tour this week, so lots of Alton Towers content. Stick with us here at Theme Park Worldwide for all of the latest updates. And of course Project Ocean will be back very soon with another update. I think things are going to progress really fast now.
Yeah, I can imagine like once the actual platform's done at the bottom, it's just going to move so fast.
It's the foundations that always take the time, it's not really the ride system. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how that progresses over the next few weeks. We're here in Forbidden Valley. That leaves with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. Goodbye.